The Quaternary period. The current geologic epoch, or time span, we are living in is the Holocene epoch. We can also call it the Holocene interglacial period. The Earth has been having temperature ups and downs since its formation. Even so, according to the geologic record, our planet has been cooling off for the past 50 million years. From its peak in the Eocene epoch, the atmospheric temperature average has dropped about 14 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees centigrade. This has been caused by mountain building and the absorption of greenhouse gases by these mountains. Dating the geologic record is done through measuring the radioactive decay rates of naturally occurring elements in the specimens and samples being tested. Potassium-40 converts into argon-40 with a half-life of 1.25 billion years. Carbon-14 transmutes into nitrogen-14 at a half-life rate of 5,730 years, and uranium-235 turns into lead-207 at the half-life rate of 704 million years. And these are just a few examples. Carbon dating fossilized warm region animals and plants that were discovered in presently cold regions, and vice versa, is another technique to ascertain when a climate changed. Organic life continuously absorbs new carbon into itself until the moment of its death. At that point, no more carbon is absorbed, and the existing carbon in the dead organisms begins to decay at a measurable half-life rate, which is how things containing carbon are often dated. Dating the encasing rocks through potassium-argon dating may be used when the carbon in the fossilized organism is untestable. The Quaternary period began about 2.58 million years ago. The assigned names of each of these time frames within this period are confusing and misleading, and this lays the foundation for climatic ignorance by professionals and amateurs alike, and unfortunately by teachers and students. The confusion begins at the beginning of the discussion by calling the Quaternary an ice age. It is a division of the Cenozoic ice age, and the Cenozoic is a geologic era that Earth is currently moving through. The Cenozoic era began 66 million years ago at the dinosaurs' mass extinction, and that's for another discussion. The Ice Age has existed for the last 34 million years of that time. The next point of confusion is that the Quaternary is only divided into two epochs, the Pleistocene and the Holocene. The Pleistocene spanned from 2.58 million years ago to 11,700 years ago. The Holocene epoch, a warm interglacial, began about 11,700 years ago, and we are still in it. Within the Pleistocene were several glacial and interglacial periods, all longer in duration than the Holocene. So what makes the Holocene special? As far as many people can see, nothing. The Holocene epoch is simply our latest interglacial that will inevitably end. In the future, as the geologic record is better interpreted, we may find ourselves reclassified back into the Pleistocene epoch, and this Holocene will just be one more interglacial. Throughout the Pleistocene, glacial and interglacial durations have been getting shorter, but still, glaciations are over 100,000 years in length, while interglacial spans are much shorter. Because the Earth is in an ice age, it is the norm for surface and water temperatures to be cooler than what we are now experiencing. Global temperatures at the start of the Pleistocene were about the same as in the present, and until about 1 million years ago, the drop was apparently uniform and constant, with small fluctuations, until we were a few degrees cooler than today. Then, 1 million years ago, the climactic roller coaster ride started. Human beings did not exist before the Pleistocene epoch. Australopithecus, our ancestors, occupied Africa, and the rest of the world was covered with greenery and teemed with furry animals. However, it is likely that the environmental stresses created by the advent of the Pleistocene forced Australopithecus to evolve into Homo habilis, the first of the genus Homo, and the first to be considered human. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, coming this 2023 holiday season to all booksellers, The Coming of the Seraphim. See you soon.